If I can ask.
I only worked just one shot in there for Vern, but I guess with my time in Florida, that with my start in my career, and then with all the guys that had come in there, most of them, were New York guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a pretty natural progression, and with my dad being there.
Sure.
Uh, I never really talked to Vern or about working there or anything. It was just the one shot that Rotundo and I did when they ran the dome. We worked against Stan and Steve.
Mm.
Uh, I never worked Memphis territory either, or the Northwest.
Any reasons why, or just wasn't in the
Well, I
cards, or?
think I was just tied up where I was.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. What was your impression of Vern Gagne, even though it was brief?
Well, I was little when I was around Vern when I met Vern. I met Vern and Andre the same day, so
Okay.
so I had a definite bigger impression with Andre.
Yeah.
But I remember meeting him.
How did you get along with Andre? Were you guys, you were younger, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever Andre would come in, he would travel with me in Florida. Mike Graham had a big old Cadillac limousine, and I would drive Andre around in that. I guess because he worked with my dad, he
Right.
knew me, so he felt comfortable with me. But yeah, traveled with me all the time.
With all these documentaries going on now and everybody sees behind the curtain and things like that, would it be fair to say the stories on Andre, are they true? Did you see him, like, take business to his own hands when he didn't like someone, or were you not privy to that type of stuff?
Oh yeah, if he didn't like it, you knew it.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't like Savage.
Mm.
Let's see, somebody else.
Baby oil.
Sheiky, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he would lay in the chops on those guys.
And would you guys be back there like, oh shit, this is...
Better you than me.
Andre, he just didn't like them. He never really hurt them, but he would sit on them and keep them in a spot where they couldn't do what they were doing.
Sit on
He
'em.
wasn't brutal to them. He was just almost comical to them, just to where they couldn't move or something, just trapping them in a corner.
Just sit on him.
Well, your dad had some great matches against
Yeah.
him. Well,
Yeah.
your dad ever tell you any stories? Like, did they ever get into it at all? Or because your dad could hold his own, I'm for sure against Andre.
His dad was a skyscraper himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murdoch told me a story about, let's see, it was my dad and Murdoch and Andre at Virginia Beach. They were staying at a hotel on the beach, and he said, I think Murdoch started the fight. He, anyway, it ended up with my dad and Andre out in the surf, and Murdoch was refereeing, and Andre was holding my dad underneath the water. But my old man told the story different. He said he was beating up Andre.
Oh,
That's
Murdoch
great.
said, don't kill him. Don't fucking kill him.
And now this from Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But they tore up the whole hotel room, and they fought out on the deck and then out to the water.
Jeez.
Growing up with your
my
dad
God.
around though, like, you're a kid, right? I'm sure sometimes you like kind of push back, right? You want to be your own. Like with your father, was it
push
like?
back?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Was your
No.
father was like, I'm not saying shit to my father. I'm just do what he says,
Yes,
or what?
sir.
No, I always just did what he said. He was heavy-handed. So
Smart man.
Yeah,
Smart man.
he was heavy.
He was heavy. He was heavy. He
You
was
ain't
just
kidding.
big, heavy-legged, heavy everything.
God.
Did you want to be a football player like Dad? I mean, Dad played for the Jets, the Broncos, Blackjack Mulligan Sr.
Well, I played up through college. I went to West Texas State. Well, while I was out there, my dad and Murdoch bought the Amarillo territory,
Right.
and I was right there at school. So
NFL
I think
aspirations.
that was kind of by design. I don't know if they did it or Murdoch, but anyway, I started refereeing,
Okay.
going on the road, hauling the ring, and setting up chairs and putting out posters and doing all that stuff. And it just, I think I got my first check was like $50, and I was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have NFL aspirations, though, or did wrestling just basically take over after college?
No, it was while I was in college, so wrestling just kind of took over.
Just kind of took over. Excellent. You've worked with Vince